Okay, Hans, good morning. Well, it's morning here right now. Today's the day. It is very interesting. A lot of people, by the way, they ask me why I prefer Hardlex over Sapphire. And the main reason is because seeing something like this with a shattered crystal, when the crystal is Hardlex, it's extraordinarily rare. I think it's only happened a couple times, three times maybe. Hardlex just does not want to shatter. It'll scratch, but it has some flex, and that's why it's willing to scratch. Sapphire might not scratch, but a much lighter hit will shatter the crystal easily. It took a huge bonk to shatter this crystal, and even with that, it only did a longitudinal punk across it. Hardlex is simply the better material. Okay, well, let's take this thing apart and let's see what we can find. Well, we have the movement part. This is the thing I always see. Oh, gosh darn it, where in the heck is my tweezers? Ugh. Anyway, there's the wear to the lower mainspring arbor port. That's what we almost always see, right in there. And I've seen worse, but that's pretty well blown out. Same deal with the upper. The upper's not bad. I can probably just do a minor repair, make that better. But here's the thing that's really important, because as you will remember, your sweep hand is missing its pip. And there it is. See it? See the pink right there? There is your pip. So it made its way into the movement but did not get ground up. So I'm going to pull that out and we'll put it back in your hand and it'll look like nothing happened. But yeah, here's this crap. All right, well, let's get on. There it is, completely intact. That'll be fun. It's always nice to see and make it look so nice. Cool. So fresh out of the cleaner. And there we go. That's what it looks like when we're happy. So you can see the new jewel in there. All set. Everything's all clean and ready for me to start working to put back together. And just wanted to show you what that looks like when we get that old worn port out. Good stuff. Okay. Time to put it together. Okay, Hans. Here we are. Look. All the positional testing has been done the last couple of days, and we're all good to go. Hacking works, as you see. Crown locks beautifully. And there's your pip. Back where it was supposed to be. This was a really straightforward restoration. The only thing that was really truly a twist was your rotating ring, because this, as you remember, of course, took a brutal hit down around this area in there. Brutal hit. So much so that it warped the entire rotating ring, not just pushing it in one place, but actually warping it like so it could tip back and forth like this, which meant that even after I corrected the big dink in like this, I still had to do all this work to basically bring the rotating ring itself, not the insert, back into round, and then I had to flatten it because it was warped like this. It was actually kind of wiggly. So I did that by hand, slowly, and it took time. And even at the end, I couldn't really get it to, I would snap it on and the ring would just cease. Like it wouldn't move at all because there was still warping. And so what eventually I had to do, and I'm very proud of this, is that I have a set of Japanese water stones. They're used for they're designed for sharpening like blades of a wood plane. And it's a very traditional Japanese thing, and I have them. So eventually what I had to do was true up the underside of this rotating ring using Japanese water stones. So now, as a result, it snaps around. I'm unbelievably proud of this. It probably took me about 3/4 of an hour solid of labor to get that done, to the point that it would be on and that it would do what it was supposed to do. and click around. It was a lot of work because these things are pretty tight clearance. They really are. And so if you've got some warp in there, they're not going to be happy. It took me a while because I was trying to figure out how in the world I was going to get all that warp out of there, and I was like, well, maybe it's like lapping a valve in an engine, and I'll just go and I'll take out the bits that aren't right, and I'll just get it back to normal. And so I did that, and it worked out well. Today is the 27th. There we go. And that locks in just beautifully. Lock, lock, lock. All new seals are installed. Crystal is good, everything else like that. Here's, of course, your old crystal. What's fun, of course, is that this allows you to see the inner profile of the crystal, the internal dome, and the ever so slight dome on the top. They're not completely flat, almost a little bit. But again, that's my thing. Hardlex, it takes a brutal hit to break Hardlex. Brutal hit. And even with that brutal hit, the vast majority of the crystal is completely intact. There was only little bits of glass dust inside, nothing major at all. That is a heck of a watch. Isn't that beautiful? Very nice. I can't wait to get this back to you. I'm incredibly proud of the rotating ring. I was really starting to shake my head. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get that to spin again, but I did. I'm very happy. Very proud of that. Okay, I'm looking forward to getting your watch back to you. Thank you, Hans.